Not only do we have then well-to-do blacks, which means that we are not really oppressing black people, but these blacks are where they are because of determination and persistence. And those who are poor then are lacking in basic characteristics. So the projection of the black middle-class family on TV can be used very much to distort the reality of oppression and to distort the reality of the fact that we are a dominated people. I've warned you before that under imperialism, at some point, the imperialists elevate quite a percentage of their subordinate population. Because generally the imperialist population is much smaller than the peoples it rules over. And as it becomes more efficient, it recruits from the people it rules over certain of those people to help it in its ruling relationship. We call that neocolonialism. In America, we call that integration or affirmative action. The same thing, though, people still under the domination of whites. I don't care how much money you make. Still under control of whites. However, the movement of these people up means that they can join their masters in manipulating the behavior of the rest of us. They can be used as symbols by their masters that the society is fair, that it provides an even playing field for those in it, and that those then who do not make it merely are suffering from some kind of deficiency in their personality. And therefore, you will see TV then projecting both of these images in a way sometimes. The middle class image as well as the lower class image. I want to tell you something while we're on this issue, by the way. When we talk about domination, I mentioned this the other evening, we have to recognize that domination benefits, of course, those who dominate. And this means that those who dominate have an investment in maintaining, of course, their domination. After the Gil Noble program last Sunday, I got a call from a person who wanted me to invest in some project that he wanted to develop, where he wanted to present a positive image of black youth. And he wanted this youth in the movement to perform various miracles and to demonstrate to the other people that, our youth are not all bad, and, the whole bit. And that's commendable. But of course, he had terrific problems getting that kind of project funded. And I think he was told at one point that we want youth who project criminality. You see, you have to come to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that the image of the black adolescent is criminal. It's worth billions of dollars to white folk. The image is worth money. You understand? When you project the image of the black adolescent as a criminal, you will fill theaters. And most of them will be filled by black folk and white folk. In other words, what are the whites saying? We have an investment in these images. These images are worth what? Money to us. Therefore, we cannot let these images go, because these images people pay to see. They do not pay to see black saints and good folk. There's no money in it. So whether you are good or bad or indifferent is not our problem. We are in business, and the image of you as bad is the one that makes us the most money. You have to recognize then that media is about image. So it's not just a mere matter of racism, It's also a matter of racial economics. And that's one of the reasons why, you see, until you can get the projection of good black images on TV to make money, pretty much you're going to get the criminal image. Sometimes the black middle class image can be used and is used to condemn the rest of the black population and represent Eurocentric ideology of individualism. I'm going to run rapidly because my time is running out here, but I want to cover a couple of other things here. We have to recognize then that demographic changes will be represented in TV. And you watch, you can see the political struggles that are going on, social and economic struggles that are going on by analyzing not only the show, but when do certain type of shows come up on TV. You also should analyze, and I want you not only to analyze the white media, you should analyze the black media, which is also very much a part of the problem here. Yes, it has not yet arrived to the fact that it must educate the black population. There's still very little education going on. And I'm not condemning every newspaper in this, but I'm speaking in generalities here. I opened Essence magazine the other day, and the very first page I opened to was a fold out of 9 pages. You know, one of these unfolding 9 pages, cosmetics, full color. If you put that, you know how much those ads would be worth in Ebony magazine? Each one of those pages, a full color page, and basically the first page in the magazine would probably cost you between $40,000 to $50,000 a piece. Understand? I don't know what the Essence rate is, but even if we said if we said it was $20,000 a piece, what do you got here? $180,000. And you call this a black magazine? You got to be out of your mind. Essence is the greatest white triumph in the black community ever seen. Because as you leaf through every page, there's an ad for what? Cosmetics. One page after another. Black business person can hardly even get in these places. Ebony is the same way. Emerge is another one. Even though they pretend to be dealing with the issues. You know, they're a little better at the game. They will talk at the issues in the black community. Of course, Ebony just pretends they don't even exist. It just floats along in the mist. You know. Emerge will write about the issues, but it will not permit people who are really involved with the issues to write the articles. So it'll write about Jeffries or about Afrocentrism, you see. But it won't let those proponents of Afrocentrism represent their own views in the magazine in depth. And if it presents a somewhat controversial article, it will be carefully balanced, or you will see the first page with the editorial kind of negating the rest of the page. I saw a letter here the other day where Brother Terrence Jackson, who talked about putting it together and the possibility that AIDS was a type of germ warfare. The advertising agency for Emerge turned the ad down and sent him his money back. You talk about freedom of speech. You got to be kidding. Says we have a diverse audience. What do it mean? White folk read us and we got white advertisers and we can't dare shake them. We have yet to get a real black, African-centered national magazine in the fullest sense of the word. And we have to recognize that and deal with that. When other people are sponsoring these magazines and papers and so forth, then these people are going to be responsive to those who sponsor them. We have to look at that. We got many in our media trying to make black people believe that every problem that confronts us is the result of the fact that we don't vote. time we discuss a problem, well, if you would vote, then what? I asked them right away, name major victories that black people achieved through voting. Did we vote to get the vote? When you look at many of the so-called milestones achieved by our people in America, they were not gotten through voting. Why are we now being sold in on the idea that voting is the only route to black power in America, when our own history shows that this is not the case? Is it the fact that a good deal of our media is dominated by people who have achieved their social status through the electoral process and have achieved their wealth and power due to their attachment to the Democratic Party? And therefore, they want to sell the black population on the idea that their route to power and prestige is also the black community's route to liberation. To get the black community to falsely identify with their election as representing an advancement for the black community as a whole. So consequently, those who control that media then project to black people that the only solution to dealing with our problem is voting them into office and then having some kind of vicarious orgasm once they get in, even though we are still unemployed and homeless once they get there. You got to deal with the realities here. I'm trying to get some people now to do a full analysis of the media, black and white, in America, because I offer the idea that we have not had a good critique of the black media since E. Franklin Frazier's Black Bourgeoisie. And we need to do it.